Hey, what's up, everyone? K here from K Media. So, is AI gonna break? Are we gonna see U.S. stocks take a real hit because the market wakes up and realizes it overpriced AI? Could that even drag the U.S. economy into recession? Well, this has been a huge debate lately. You got this doom and gloom crowd on the side, and then you got this people who say, "Oh, just buy the VOO and hold it forever. You'll be fine." And sure, maybe long term that's true, but who wants to be the one backhoed through the 30% drawdown, right? So here's where I stand. I think US stocks are very likely going to see a correction because of AI repricing. I'm not saying it's going to be full on crash, but a real meaningful pullback. Yeah, I think it's coming. And let me tell you why. Number one, AI stocks are just straight up overvalued right now. What's happened is the capital has gotten way ahead of itself. The market is pricing in this idea that AI is going to be this massive world changing revolution. And yeah, maybe it will be eventually, but we're not there yet. And the stock prices are acting like we are already there. Number two, AI's actual ability to make money. I'm not sure about that either. I think it's more limited than people want to admit. Look, there's 8 billion people on the planet. How many of them are really directly affected by AI? I would say perhaps even less than 500 million people. Sure, if you are on Wall Street, if you are in tech, if you are some, I don't know, cutting edge military planning role, yeah, AI is a big deal for you, but most people, farmers, people running a noodle shop, folks who work with their hands to feed their families, they don't care. AI doesn't change their Tuesday. Okay. Now, what AI has actually done is make ideas and implementation of that idea cheap. You can ask it anything. You can have it build your own demo, a prototype, whatever. So now every guy who thinks their next Zuckerberg can spend 3 months with AI, build something that looks cool, and feel like, oh, it's made it. But that's it. Not the same as real economic value. And here's the thing I keep coming back to. What really drives capital? My answer is that at the end of the day, it's still human nature. And human nature is insanely stable. Think about it. People who follow Islam, they haven't fundamentally changed in thousands of years. Christians, same thing. And folks who call themselves progressives and claim they're reinventing the world every day, you look at what they were doing in the 60s and look at what they're doing now. The specific causes are different, but the underlying behavior, the psychology, is the exact same pattern. The China thing for strong central government, thousands of years, hasn't budged. Europe's vibe of being kind of smug and lazy, still there. My point being is, even if tech gives us a revolutionary breakthrough every single year, people are not necessarily ready to absorb it. There is a upper limit, upper bound to how much change humans can handle. 1,000 years ago, basically nothing changed in the lifetime. Then the last 100 years brought all this rapid change, and people already felt like it's too much. And now you're telling me 100 years isn't fast enough, okay? Capital needs things to change every single week. Well, come on, you can't make people reproduce in 5 years. It still takes 20, 30, maybe 40 years for a person to grow up and get married and have kids. Those are constants. Those are associated with human nature. You push people too hard, too fast, they're going to resist, or they're going to be numb to whatever AI is trying to push. Number 3, and I think this is a big one because I put a lot of thoughts on it. There's a bottleneck that nobody's talking about. Okay, the bottleneck these days is no longer about the capability of the frontier AI model. Essentially, it's about trust bandwidth among people. So picture this: you're an engineer. You fire up some AI agent. It reads your entire company's code base and use it to do some massive system-wide rewrite across 10, 20 repos enabling some cool feature sounds amazing, because before AI, it's really impossible. Even for, I don't know, tech lead, principal, staff engineer, it's really ambitious goal. But now maybe a junior engineer can do it. Now you submit this gigantic code review to your manager, your tech lead, and say, hey, I made this really cool change in 20 repositories, and please review all of them and improve it. What do you think is going to happen? It's simply not realistic. Okay, it won't get merged, because I just don't see it happening in the near future in a big corporation in the United States. Why? Because once you get above a certain level of the company, any company, things stop being about execution. Okay, you execute fast, but it's irrelevant. What matters is trust. The trust among peers, among those middlemen and the executives. It's about who vouched for whom. And that trust band is very limited. Think about it. Your most trusted teammate, okay, they share something with you every day or two, and you actually can take it in, soak it up. But if they suddenly needed you to absorb 7 hours of their output every single day, you would tune out. You would be burned out otherwise. It's the same case with a CEO. A CEO who suddenly gets 10 times more progress report from every single org or department. What's going to happen? He physically cannot read all that, because the number of reports he can process, the number of meetings he can sit through, the number of decisions he can sign off on, that's a fixed number. Regardless of whether or not we have AI, those are constants. So trust bandwidth, this cognitive capability, they just don't scale. The bottleneck is always human. It's our cognition. It's our bandwidth. Well, you can say, what if I just replace all the middle managers, all the executives, all the decision makings process? We just leave all of them to AI. Fine, but then if AI is running everything, capital doesn't even matter, because capital exists because of human civilization. If AI is doing its own thing, it's like weather. It's wind and rain. It's a force of nature, but it's not an economic activity that humans can invest in or profit from. At that point, the whole thing is irrelevant. It's meaningless. So here's my bottom line. AI is an upgrade, but that's what it is. Just an upgrade. It's like taking a bicycle and strapping a battery on it. You don't have to pedal anymore. You can go maybe a little bit faster, a little bit further for each day, and that's about it. That's the real change. It's not going to rewrite all the world code. It's not going to maintain all our systems. It's not going to create some massive productivity revolution overnight. Do this math with me. If AI could actually replace 90% of the developers and drive token cost way down, then yeah, it would be a money machine. But what if you fire 90% of the people and remaining 10 use AI, and your cost end up being several times higher than before, which is happening now because it's actually very expensive to do this enterprise level coding agent thing. I'm not talking about token cost. I'm talking about the final bill at the end of each quarter. If that happens, then AI has made you zero money. You are losing money, basically. And honestly, I don't think any real company is going to fire 90% of its people anyway. If a VP has nobody reporting to them, okay, how do they become the next senior VP? This stuff matters. Human civilization is built to serve humans. If AI goes from being a tool to being a boss, it's absurd. It stops being relevant. So if we flip it around, if AI really is just an incremental thing, or we just call it an upgrade, a bicycle with a battery thing, then the return on investment is going to be limited. Maybe you needed 100 people before, and now you need 70, 80. And those 70, 80 people, if they're experienced, they probably only need to work 4 or 5 hours a day instead of 10, just enough to fill up their manager's trust bandwidth and cognitive bandwidth. That's it. That's who AI actually helps. Junior people are going to have a harder time getting in the door, but because you just don't need as many bodies. But it's not a revolution people are pricing in. And if that's the reality, then sorry, but AI stocks are overpriced. The VCs writing trillions of dollars check are not going to do it. So AI can be a nice little productivity boost. They want revolution. And from where I'm sitting, I don't think the revolution can actually be delivered. Not within how human civilization actually works. Therefore, I think over the next few years, we probably are going to see a repricing, and it could be a big one. Thanks for watching.